Hello, I'm Tom Tkach, director of Popejoy Hall, Albuquerque. This past spring, we went to Virginia to talk to the leading actors and the director of Mice and Men, produced by the Barter Theater. Barter Theater has a long history of producing compelling theater and actors of note. Past company members include Gregory Peck, Patricia Neal, and Ned Beatty. We think of Mice and Men couldn't be more timely, set as it is in the Great Depression. But let's let director Katy Brown tell you how she got her cast and crew all working together on this great drama.
With the designers, with the actors, with everyone, it was a conversation that we kept coming back to is, you know, these were people sort of hijacked by economic times, in a way. They could be people just like us that had plans for homes and families or special careers or whatever, and they found themselves in a situation that was very difficult, and suddenly they had to leave everything that they knew and go out and do this thing. This could very much happen. It got everybody excited, and it's gotten the audience talking, too, about this seems a lot realer than it did to me as a story just a few years ago. So that's made it really exciting to work on and has brought a reality to it for everybody that's worked on it.
The current times with our economy, everyone's talking about it being the worst possible time since the Great Depression. Well, this takes place in the Great Depression. It seems like the cycle of the American economy rising and then falling, here we are again. At the same, in a certain way, conditions that John Steinbeck was writing about when he wrote this play. It takes place in the Great Depression. These gentlemen, that the characters of the play, particularly George, who I play, and Lenny, find themselves in this circumstance due to the economic conditions of the country.
See if you can remember where we're going.
I forgot again.
Jeez. Look. We're going to go work on a ranch like the one we come from up north.
Up north?
In Weed.
Oh, sure, I remember. In Weed.
The ranch we're going to is right down there about a quarter mile. Are we going to go and see the boss?
See the boss?
Yeah.
The humanity of it only grows more each time that you read it. People were in these incredibly difficult situations, and that almost made them care for each other more. And what is it as theater artists to get inside something like that and bring as much truth to it as possible? And that's been really exciting to find out with this powerful group of actors.
There's a huge undercurrent of people searching for their dreams. And,
absolutely, yeah, that's another way, isn't it?
And yeah, at least that's I connect to that
absolutely,
big time.
Yeah.
And everyone, you could write a thesis on that. How every character is attempting to get there, to get what they think of, this image that they have of the life that would make them exhale. You know, the life their dream, what they think would bring them happiness.
I'll go in the night and thumb a ride to Hollywood.
We're going to get out of this place pretty soon. This ain't no nice place.
We're going to get in the movies and wear nice clothes. Oh, they're nice clothes like they wear. And I'll sit in their big hotels and they'll take pictures of me. When we have them openings, I'll go and talk in the radio.
We've been told by a lot of people that have seen this that they laughed more than they expected to. They had such more of a roller coaster experience than they expected to, and still got the impact of the tragedy at the end.
I'm going to give them these work tickets, but you ain't going to say a word. Right? You just going to stand there and not say nothing.
Not say nothing.
Finds out what a crazy bastard you are, we won't get no job. Sees you work before he hears you talk, we're all set. You got that?
Sure, George, sure. I got that.
What you going to do tomorrow when we go see the boss?
I ain't gonna say nothing. I'm just gonna stand there.
Good boy.
So you're a big fella, ain't you?
Yeah, he can work like hell, too.
Ain't much of a talker, though.
No, he ain't, but he's a hell of a good worker. He's strong as a bull.
I'm strong as a bull.
We didn't get too bogged down. In fact, I told them on the first day, you could really wreck yourselves by thinking about, oh my gosh, I've got to carry the weight of Lenny or George or one of these famous people who were sort of archetypes in our mind. And I said, forget all that. I want to know, if you put yourself inside of this, what happens in the incredible chemical beaker of you when you put yourself in these circumstances very truthfully. what is the truth of this moment, not what it's supposed to look like. I don't care anything about supposed to, and I don't think our audience cares anything about supposed to. They care about what's true. And so we tried to find out what that was in this moment right now. If at any point that you do this production, if you play your cards just right, if you say just the right thing, if you reach hard enough for your dream, you could actually get it.
Katy Brown, the director, that was one of the first things she talked about, was specify, make clear as much as you can the dream, the actual substance of the dream in your head, so you can continue to go for that. It's the reaching for it that feels American.
Yeah, the ability, the permission to dream.
Yeah.
You know, which is maybe particularly in the 30s, probably even a uniquely American thing. Because of the dream, I'm always, John Hardy, the actor who plays George, and George, both George and John, are always a little bit surprised at the end of the play. I almost arrive at the end of the play and expect it to end differently.
George, that's how it's gonna be. We're gonna get another place.
We'll have a cow, and we'll have maybe a pig and chickens, and down in the flat we'll have a little piece of alfalfa.
For rabbits.
With rabbits.
And I get to tend the rabbits.
And you get to tend the rabbits.
They live on the fat of the land.
Yeah.
I think one of the advantages we have with this production is that we don't play the end of the play. We play the possibility of a better ending, and that's why it seems to be a surprise. And I've even had people tell me, like, I knew how it was going to end, but somehow I didn't expect it, because you guys didn't seem to expect it.
Join us this October when Barter Theater brings John Steinbeck's classic American tale of Mice and Men to Popejoy Hall.